Bro, right now I'm gonna give you a great analogy. Imagine that you have some well or some water container that has a ton of water inside of it. And what if there appeared a hole in that well or in that water container? Well, the water starts bursting out, and so what is the first thing you're gonna do? You're gonna cover it, and you're gonna cover it with some rock or tape or even your hand. You're just gonna cover it to make sure that the water doesn't keep on squirting, doesn't keep on just bursting out and flooding the field nearby, whatever. So to connect this with playing video games, like, bro, when you have nothing else going on in your life, when you have nothing else that you want to do, you like to do, then of course that you will never stop playing video games because it's the only fun thing you have in your life. If there's nothing else going on with your day, if there's nothing else going on that you can do, if there's nothing that you can try, if there's no routine, no whatever, you just play video games all day, then of course it's gonna be impossible for you to quit playing video games because you just have nothing outside of video games. And I experienced the same, bro, like, don't worry. Let's say like 3 years ago, when I wanted to quit playing video games, but I just couldn't because I didn't have anything else going on in my life. So the second when I, let's say, started working out, when I started doing some bullshit activities, whatever, is the second where I just naturally stopped playing video games. Because, bro, even right now, even today, if I just decided that I wanna play Minecraft, that I wanna play some video games, I have friends that I could text and they would immediately say yes, and we would play. But the reason why I'm not doing that, the reason why I won't text them, is because I just have other things that I'm interested in. Because I just have other shit going on in my life. So it's not really about quitting video games, like you hear the self-improvement advice that you should quit playing video games, no 1 hour that you should just not play it at all. But if you just don't have much else going on, especially right now when it's summer break and you don't have school, when you just don't have much going on in your life, of course that you just won't quit. Because why would you quit the only thing that brings you happiness? That's so illogical, honestly. If you quit playing video games, but you have nothing else that you would do, then you would literally do nothing all day. Like, that just doesn't happen, right? And even if you quit playing video games, it's like you would switch it for something else, like scrolling or just I don't know, watching YouTube videos, doing something else, doing something probably bad. Because when you quit playing video games and you don't have anything to replace it with, then you're either gonna go back to playing video games or you do something else that brings you that amount of dopamine, so like scrolling on TikTok, which is not an upgrade. That's honestly a downgrade. So I honestly think that people that try to stop playing video games shouldn't think that they should quit playing video games, but instead they should think that they're gonna just replace it with different habits, with different things that are going on, that could be going on in their life. Because when you just start to go on some random adventures, like right now it's 5 a.m., I woke up at 4 and I'm just recording this for you guys. And when you just start to do some shit, when you just start to do something in real life outside of video games, and even like watching my YouTube videos, like if you can do that instead of playing video games, that's wonderful. Like, keep going, right? You can you can watch my videos instead of playing video games. It's way more productive, honestly. And now, of course, like when, let's say, GTA 6 comes out, of course that like many people will spend hours, like 10 hours per day, just playing it. But that's a little bit different. When there's something you're waiting for years of your life, and once it finally comes out and you just play it for like 50 hours, whatever, I don't know, then like, okay, fine, whatever. But when you just do that like normally, when you just do that those entire 2 months that you just play Minecraft, play CSGO, whatever bullshit video game for, let's say, 8 hours per day, then like you need to fix that, bro. I understand why some people, let's say, will play GTA 6 for 10 hours per day once it comes out because they're super like, hyped and excited for it. And okay, like, fine, if you want to do that, like, sure. But if you're just addicted to video games in general that are not new, that are here for years and years and years, then one tip I can give you is that when you just don't know what other thing you should do, then you're gonna end up doing nothing and playing video games or scrolling or doing any BS habit because you have nothing else to do. Like I remember even it was like actually 2 days ago when, by the way, I usually don't do this, but I just scrolled on Instagram for like 2 hours. For I do it like from 5 to 7 p.m. because I just didn't have anything else I wanted to do, and I knew that I had to record or to like do something, do some work, but I just didn't have like a clear plan, and I was kind of lazy, kind of tired, so I just spent 2 hours scrolling. And the story is actually so funny. I'm actually in this one group with my friends, like, they want to do some birthday party in November, I think, whatever. And there are like 15 people, right? And 10 of those people, like, I've never seen in my life. I don't know them, and there are some pretty good and there are some pretty looking girls. So I just said like, okay, I'm gonna change my profile picture because that one I had wasn't really. Oh, well, it was a couple of months old, and I grew up from that. And right now I look better. So I just wanted to change my profile picture, but instead I spent 2 hours scrolling, and I didn't even change the profile picture. I just spent there 2 hours, and then like one random video I just decided to stop scrolling, which I'm super grateful for, honestly. Like the last the last reel is so hard to make. It's so hard to find the last reel. It's so hard to just stop scrolling after 2 hours and really finding the real, because let's say on TikTok, like, you get those really motivational videos, those, like, just stop scrolling, I don't know, whatever BS. But on Instagram, you just don't really see that. You just don't really, they're just like memes and some funny jokes, aesthetics, whatever, but you just don't really see those type of videos. That's why I think that actually, like, Instagram may be even worse for you than TikTok, but whatever. So of course that when you don't know what to do with your time, that you're gonna end up doing the easiest thing possible, which usually is a bad habit. And that's the thing that you should try to fix. Like, you shouldn't focus on not playing video games, but you should focus on doing things outside of video games, so you won't even be motivated and you won't even think of playing video games. That's honestly like the best thing, bro. When you don't even think of playing video games, and then, like, it's a win. It's such a win, because there's this one, like, psychology thing is when right now I told you to not think of a green elephant. You would just think of a green elephant because you're just thinking of it. Like, green elephant, what the fuck? And also the same thing is true for quitting video games or quitting any other bad habit that you're trying to go away from. Is that when you just focus on not doing it, you'll end up doing it. And that's why, like, you shouldn't focus on, oh, I'm playing video games, I want to stop playing video games, but you should focus on, I want to start a business, I want to start working out, and don't even think of video games. Like, just completely forget about the fact that video games exist. That's what helped me, like, not play video games for 2 years plus, because I just wasn't thinking of them, and I was just too busy doing other stuff. I was too busy studying for school, like, honestly. So, like, even that is just way better than playing video games, of course. But one thing, bro, that I'm honestly grateful for, but maybe difficult for you, is that when you have friends that play video games with you, and you just both play video games for 8 hours per day, you're on Discord, you're on group call, whatever, then it's honestly just gonna be way more difficult. And the thing I would recommend you is to just minimize the time you're playing video games alone, and in that time do other stuff. But, like, I'm not telling you to just cold turkey stop playing video games tomorrow. Right now we're playing 8 hours, tomorrow 0, even though we're playing with your friends. Of course, like, just try to make sure that you minimize the time you're playing video games so you can maximize things outside of video games. So let's say when, I don't know, your boys want to go play video games at 4 p.m., you play with them at 4 p.m., but before that you'll do something else. So it's not like you would be playing video games from, let's say, 2 p.m. by yourself and then at 4 p.m. with them, but you're just gonna be playing at 4 p.m. with them, and like just slowly adapting new habits, so you just won't have that much time, that much motivation to play those video games, because then you're gonna realize even more that it's kind of a waste of your time, and that you have, right now you have other stuff you want to do, because many people say that video games are a waste of time. Well, but like, if you have nothing else you want to do, then it's not a waste of time, right? If you don't have anything else to do, then it can be a waste of time, because waste of time is measured by if you have something else to do that is better. But when you don't know what else to do, what is better, then you can't compare it with anything. So when you play video games for 12 hours per day, you're technically not wasting your time, because if you genuinely don't know like what else to do, then like it can be a waste of time, because you cannot compare it with anything more productive. I'm kind of going all over the place, but what I essentially want to say is that when you just start, like, I don't know, exercising, when you start focusing on that business that you wanted to start a couple of months or even years ago, when you start posting on the YouTube channel, when you start doing something, when you start going outside with your friends, actually outside, not in Minecraft, but actually outside in real life, to go outside with them, play tennis or whatever, when you just start to develop these self-improvement habits, like, bro, even going outside, I think that's the self-improvement habit. So if you're going outside, bro, with your friends, like, yeah, so if you have like friends that are just kind of holding you back, then what I would really recommend you is, first off, like, to actually stick to this. Just continue playing with them, but make sure that the time you would spend playing by yourself, you instead spend doing something else. And then over time, like, there are gonna be days, like, let's say 1 day per week, when you're gonna say no to them, because right now you probably said yes to them like 100%, like 100% of the time, because you have nothing else to do. So you might as well play with them. But what I hope that you're gonna see right now is that, let's say you're not gonna play, let's say, once per week with them, because you're gonna be like, okay, there is something else I want to do today, there is something else I have planned for today, so I'm not gonna go play video games with you. And honestly, like, many of the self-improvement YouTubers said that, like, you shouldn't play video games at all, not even 1 hour per day, per week, whatever. And honestly, I kind of disagree with that. Like, sure, I'm not saying that like video games are good and that you should play them. I don't play video games at all. But if you're addicted to something, then the worst thing you can do is just cold turkey not do it at all. It may work for 1% of the people, but for the rest 99, they're just gonna go back the full on video game cycle. They're gonna keep on playing for 14 hours per day. So the first thing you should focus on is just doing stuff outside of video games. Is just start to work out, lose weight when you're, let's say, fat and you want to lose weight, take care of your health, take care of your mental health, go outside with your friends in real life, or start a business, or I don't know, read a book, do something, do something that you genuinely like, and it's outside of video games, because otherwise it's just gonna be so difficult to quit. And also and in terms of having friends you play video games with, I think that the best thing you could do is to just stop being friends with them, but that's gonna be very difficult for many of you guys, so I completely respect if you're just not gonna stop playing video games with them, and if you won't stop being friends with them, that's completely okay. And I understand that, like, in my position when I was quitting video games, the thing that I had that was better is that I didn't have any friends. So, or I had one friend actually. I had one friend. I was playing video games like once per week, so that was easy for me to cut off. But for you, let's say when you play video games with your loser friends every single day for 10 hours per day, then yeah, like it's gonna be difficult. But what I would recommend you is to just spend your time doing other stuff. So when you, let's say, go on calls with them, you're just not like 100% of the time on those calls, and that, let's say, when they are on the call for 10 hours, you are only for 8 hours, and those 2 hours like you spend doing something else that you want to do. So it's not like you will just cold turkey remove them from your life, even though you can do that, and that would be like the best case scenario. But I completely understand that many of you guys just won't be able to do this. So it's about slowly adapting new habits, not like completely just removing the habit and hoping that you're just gonna replace it with something else, even though you don't have really anything else going on. And of course, like the only exception, the 0.1% exception, is when you, let's say, want to be a content creator and you want to play video games, you want to be some gaming channel. Then of course, like, you're probably not gonna cut out playing video games because it's your job basically. But that's like 0.001%. So yeah, I really appreciate watching with these guys. If you want, you can book a free 1 hour call with me. It's in the description and in my bio. It's completely free, and I'm just gonna help you. You're gonna get me experience. I'm gonna give you advice. It's a win-win for both of us. Okay, so take care, man.